Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, tonight I'm going to be doing a box opening. This should be Operation Bughunt, a DCC RPG. It's a military space setting for Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is produced by Bloat Games. So just received the packet in the mail and I'm going to do an opening here. I also might have another item in this as well from Bloat Games. I don't quite remember exactly what I bought at the time. This was part of my last month, my purchases for the holidays. So I got a number of items in the mail over these last 2 weeks or so. Looks like there is two things in here. So toss that to the side. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, I had totally forgotten about that. Well, here's Operation Bughunt. And we'll go a deeper look into this. And I had also picked up Dark Places and Demogorgons. Let's see, Dark Places and Demogorgons. This is the player options and GM guide. So just yet another book that I wanted to get a hold of and see. So I will do a separate video for this. And I'm just going to very briefly go through this here because it's my first time actually seeing it myself. So it's not a full review, just a box opening. What I'll do is I will take out my copy of Dungeon Crawl Classics and then do kind of a side-by-side and show you how to use this setting using the game system of Dungeon Crawl Classics. But let's go to a top view here. So here's a little booklet. First time opening this up myself. So might have to do a little adjustment here and there. And one thing with the glossy papers is I get a little bit of a glare from my overhead light here. But it's by Eric Bloat. Additional writing by Michael Spahn. James Spahn, I mean. I believe it's James Michael Spahn, but anyway. Editing by Kristen Bloat. And then the artwork by Aaron Lee. Wow, what a name that is. I am sorry. GP. Jess Shields, Joyce, Mark, Phil, and Tan Hosen. I can say that. Resorts, Pedrids, I'm sorry. Just cannot do it. All right. DCC compatibility, the introduction, combat medic, engineer, grunt, pilot, robot, starting cache, armor, melee weapons, ranged weapons, items, cybernetics, pressure and shell shock, random bug generation table. That's something Bloat Games likes to do a lot of. He likes to do these random generation tables. Really helps you as a new GM putting together your own adventures. Very, very helpful stuff here. Gonzo Operation Bughunt is completely compatible with DCC RPG. You will need the core rulebook to play. Throughout these pages, certain rules and other information may be referenced from that book with a page number appearing in parentheses. So 193 DCC RPG will tell you where to go in the book. Introduction. The game takes inspiration from Starship Troopers by Robert A. Heinlein. And we'll see who else. The blockbuster franchise and all you need to Need is kill and edge of tomorrow live. Die hard. Repeat. I said my very first time taking a look at it. So here we have a combat medic. Hit points, they get D8 for hit points, weapon training. They're trained in military weapons, but must use only the medic armor. Alignment. Combat medics can be good or neutral alignment, but are restricted from evil alignment. Medical kit healing. Combat medics use a med kit that heals D4 hit points of damage plus level once per character during a battle. The combat medic can carry 4 plus his level med kits into the battle with him. He can do field surgery and cybernetic procedures at 7th level. The engineer and the various skills and attributes of an engineer. A grunt, call them grunts. Let me close my knife here before I end up cutting myself. Let's see. Alignment grunts can be of any alignment. Mighty deeds. So here's an example of that, where they have mighty deeds here, and then see page 47, DCC RPG. And let me straighten that out. Sorry about that. A pilot. So basically, what it seems that it does is it's including the classes that you would have in a military space setting for DCC RPG. All right, and then starting cash, rank and advancement. So it has the rank and advancement for combat medic and grunts, engineers and pilots, and then robots. Rank-based pay scale, and so your characters have rank based on their military rank, and a pay scale, or their engineers. And once again, it breaks it down by combat medics and grunts, engineers and pilots, and then the monthly salary for each. The equipment section. You can see the artwork is like really, really cool in this. It's really top-notch stuff. And the interior art, even the black and white stuff is nice and detailed here. So it has armor, heavy, composite, medium, scout, boarding, light, shield energy, helmet, gas masks, melee weapons, ranged weapons, flamethrowers, grenades, grenade launchers, hand grenades, javelins, laser pistol, laser rifle, Molotov cocktail. I guess no matter how far in advancement you go in the space genre, you still have Molotov cocktails. Rocket launchers, auto pistols, semi-automatic rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles, submachine guns. Items joined today. Very much like a Starship Trooper kind of feel to it. Cybernetics, so a whole system on cybernetics. Once again, phenomenal artwork. Pressure and shell shock table. So the effect, you immediately attack all living beings within your line of vision and continue to do so for 1 to 8 rounds. That's on a 1 on a D10. You can lose your action. You lose control of your bladder. Now every time you enter melee combat. Nightmares. You're battle broken. You must make a successful will save each time you enter the battle. Gain 2 permanent pressures that cannot be relieved. A nervous breakdown, fight or flight, your mind shuts down. You enter a coma-like state for 1 to 6 turns. So this is rolled on a d10. One thing I noticed is that, looking at this, is that the most severe things that should occur or that can occur should be on either extreme, and the most common effect or the least common, the least impactful negative effect should be kind of in the middle of your roll, because if you're rolling a d10, your average is going to be between a 5 and a 6. And so this lose your next action, which seems to be the most the least detrimental, should be somewhere in the average of a roll on a d10, rather than it being a 10, which is just not is not as likely on a roll, or if it were a 1, I'd say the same thing. So so that's just one thing about some of these effect charts, is that you want to put the most common effect somewhere in the middle of that roll, whether it be a 4, a 5, and a 6 in this case would cover that, and so on. So that's just one mechanical suggestion there. So if I were using this table, I would actually alter the number rolled and its effect, along those lines. And it may be so here for a random bug generator table. It doesn't matter, at this point. You don't have to worry about it, what the average is in this case, but or at least I don't think you need to. But for critical hits and critical critical failures, you should do that here. The boss monster bugs, arachnozoids. Oh, swarmers. So here's kind of like the monster manual of it, kind of thing. So pretty neat stuff. I mean, very, very much your alien-looking creature here. Like aliens, like the movie. Intergalactic hunters. Kind of like a bounty hunter. And then the OGL. So, pretty cool stuff. I guess that's the retail is 13. I don't. Pretty sure I didn't spend 13. I'm pretty sure I spent probably closer to 10-ish or somewhere in there. Maybe I used my discount on it. Not a discount, a write-off. So anyway, once again, another interesting looking item from Bloat Games. Looking forward to taking a look at it. I do have an upcoming video where it's a channel news update, where I am doing a gaming convention in April, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. And one of Eric Bloat's games is one of the games that I'm actually GMing while I'm there. I'm doing at least one session, possibly 2 sessions of the same game adventure there. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on that as well. So real quick look at Operation Bughunt, and I will certainly break out my DCC copy and show how that actually works together in doing like character creation and the player options and GM guide for Dark Places and Demogorgons. I'm going to do a separate video on this as well. So anyway, thanks for joining. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. Leave comments in there if you have any games that you want me to take a look at, or any developers who's been putting out stuff on a fairly consistent basis that you'd like for me to to at least take a look at. If you have a Kickstarter out there that you want me to look at, please leave a comment and a link in the comment section. As you can see from my channel, if you're going through my back history of videos, you can see I have a very broad range of games that I like. I'm a big supporter of Kickstarters, so if if you have something out there that you want me to take a look at, I will certainly take a look at it. If it's something that I back, I'm going to produce a video very much like this, and then possibly one that goes into much more detail. And then that way I spread it around. I have a lot of friends on Facebook, and this channel has some reach as well, rapidly approaching 600 subscribers. So once again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and share it out there. Ask your friends to subscribe as well, and give me those suggestions coming on in. So thanks again for joining. I hope you have a good evening, and look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. You have a good afternoon.